is free. We're open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Friday through Sunday throughout the week, Thursday through Sunday through Sunday. So yeah, you can actually go to the first some of the coolest things. You have to swim this way, astronaut way.
Yeah, we might have been muted the first section. You might have to repeat some of that.
Got it.
So we are here at the Belle Aquarium. I don't know, I guess the first 2 minutes we was muted. But it's okay. So the guy was saying this look like we are under the water.
For sure. Now the really cool thing is that these guys that you see right here are our giant gouramis. So this is our freshwater tank. You guys can see the gourami right here. This is a fish that is from Asia and Europe. This guy is friendly. His name is Fred. He's our male giant gourami. And he actually, if you guys wave at him, you can actually see he sometimes follows your hand. The really cool thing about gourami is they're a species of fish known as anabantiforms. And that means that they have this very special labyrinth organ that allows them to breathe oxygen from the surface, which is pretty cool. And then you see that we have our garfish back there. That is the largest species of gar, the alligator gar, Lepisostris spatula. And the really cool thing about these guys, they grow about 13 feet long, and they have a body of a grand piano.
How you doing?
Not too bad, how are you?
And if you take a look at this guy, that is our clown knife fish. His name is Penny. Giant catfish right here. Toronto catfish is a really cool catfish. It's got those really long whiskers. Those are known as barbels in the animal kingdom. Now the really cool thing about catfish is they actually have taste buds all over their skin. So anywhere that they can touch, they can taste. And that's why he has this really cool circle that he dug out. He cleared all the rocks away so that he can have maximum super senses. Which is pretty cool.
Smile with me.
We actually have a few different tanks. As you notice above our tanks, we have these rainbow signs. This is the ICUN red list. So it basically shows you the endangerment status of each of the animals. Some of them are actually pretty rare, like these Bosmani rainbow fish that you see right here. They're pretty much endangered in the wild. They're found in the off the coast of like Australia. As you can see them, they also come in the red rainbow fish variety. We've got some tiger bars in there, and we got some little like skates and gudgeons and really cool different biodiversity in this tank. Now this is actually a picture of Albert Kahn, which is the architect that actually designed the Belle Aquarium. And as you can see, some of the original architecture, the green tile actually used to go all the way down to the floor, and it was wooden frame. But then, during the 1950s, when like TV came out, they replaced it with the aluminum frame because that was very space age, and that was everybody had TVs in their living room. So that was one of the other changes.
And it stands up a lot longer.
It does. It does sprout a lot longer than the wooden frames. Now this tank is really cool. Right now, we have a few different species of tiny fish or minnows. We've got white cloud minnows in there. We've got Odessa barbs in there, and we've also got some other fish from Southeast Asia as well. The Harlequin rosa bora, which is really neat. So these fish, you can see they're swimming around, they're acclimating the tank. We've got some pothos in there, some plants, but this is a ramp. So this tank actually used to belong to our giant alligator snapping turtle. Her name is Laverne. So the really cool thing about Laverne is that alligator snappers can grow up to about 2.5 feet long shells and weigh up to 300 pounds. So she exceeded the capacity of the tank. So our welfare and safety of our animals is paramount here at the Belle Conservancy. So we decided that we were going to relocate her to a sanctuary, and now we're hoping in the future to get some really cool other animals in here. They're probably going to be turtles as well because we've got this ramp, and turtles like to be able to come out of the water and go back in. So you can stay tuned because we might get something awesome in this tank very soon. But right now you can look at these lovely minnows.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool turtles in this that native to.
For sure. There are a few cool turtles native to Belle Isle. We've got some eastern painted turtles. We've got a lot of those on the island. And we've also got a few red-eared sliders and stuff as well. But it's really neat. These are three more of our 7 species of gar. We've got the tropical gar, we've got Florida gar, and we've got spotted, which is really cool. So if you guys look at them, you'll see there's about 3 of them. You may notice that one of the gar is actually laying on its fins. So gar are a really cool species of fish, and one of the ways that they rest is on their fins because they're always constantly swimming. These guys are small predators. So if you guys take a look at it, you'll see that their fins kind of like rock from side to side. That helps them kind of blend in like a log in the water, which is pretty cool. And then we've got our Mbuna pufferfish from Africa. You can see them over there. 2 of them are swimming in there. One is actually resting on the ground. Now the really cool thing about pufferfish, Mbuna pufferfish are actually really neat. They're freshwater pufferfish. So most pufferfish that you guys may know about are actually saltwater, but these guys are freshwater. Now it's really cool, if you look at the back of its fin, its tail fin is actually really wide and really large for its size. And that's because these guys can puff up. They puff up if they're threatened by predators. They'll actually inhale a bunch of, they'll swallow a bunch of air or water into their stomach. Water is a lot safer. They'll swallow a bunch of air or water into their stomach, and then they'll grow to about the size of a volleyball. And that helps creatures not be able to eat them. But the really cool thing is that not only does creatures not being able to eat them protect the pufferfish, but it also protects the predators of the pufferfish. Because pufferfish have a very deadly neurotoxin called tetrodotoxin, which is 1,200 times more toxic to humans than cyanide, and there's no known cure. So only sharks are able to eat pufferfish with no adverse effects. Now the really cool thing, if you take a look at this one that's laying down, you might observe that she actually has stereoscopic eyes. So that means she can move 2 of her eyes separately from each other like a chameleon. And she has really cool teeth as well, 4 teeth, and that's why they're known as tetradons, because it means 4 teeth. They have 4 teeth that never stop growing, and they chew on shells and wood to keep their teeth short, very similarly to sharks. So Cuban gar are probably the rarest species of gar. As you guys can see, it's darker color. This habitat has been specially designed to imitate the mangroves habitat which these guys are natively from. We've got 2 of them in here, and they're actually really cool. So these guys' eggs are actually poisonous. Lay their eggs. But one of the reasons why they've gone extinct is because, or why they're declining in numbers is because lots of people like to catch them for their scales, but also a lot of predators like largemouth bass and stuff have been released and they're able to eat these guys' eggs. So these are really cool, and it's really neat that it's special that we actually have these creatures. And then if you look over here, in this tank,
Can you guys hear me now? Testing, 1, 2, 3. I want to, yeah.
yes.
I just want to, yeah.
Oh yeah, one of the really cool things about this tank is this tank right here. So a fun here at the Belle Aquarium. So there was there used to be sharks. Yes, the first couple of these recorded.
Can you see if the audio coming up on the video? We look up my channel, make sure the audio working. You can go right here.
You don't got live chat?
I mean, I don't know.
So So the really cool thing about this aquarium is that we have a lot of firsts as well. One of the things that happens here is that we have the first publicly reported instance of parthenogenesis, which is when female sharks are able to reproduce without any exposure to males. So in 2001, there was actually an image that was circulating on the internet of our female shark that was in here, and she had a clot, and they were nurse sharks. But when the movie Jaws came out, they actually wanted to convert this tank right here to a shark tank. It used to conjoin the conservatory, so over by the plants, you used to be able to go on the balcony and then oversee the plants, but they made it into a shark tank.
Because they want to celebrate the shark
For
a little
sure.
bit more. Get people, because the movie was a little bit scary, and a lot of people was scared of sharks because of the movie, but they probably not as scary as the movies make them out.
They definitely aren't as scary as the movies make them out to be. Sharks are actually really awesome creatures, and our cousins, the cousins to sharks, are actually stingrays, and we actually have those here. But the really cool thing about this tank is that we've got a bunch of very endangered butterfly squidfin fish. They are only found in one place in the wild, which is a natural water park in Mexico, which is pretty neat. And then we also have some Mexican wolf crayfish in here as well. They're very good at hiding, especially with all this algae that you see in the bottom of the tank. So we might not be able to see them right at this moment. But we can walk over here, because there's some really awesome fish. So these are all lakes and rivers of North America. So all of these fish that you see from this down to the oceans are able to be found in the Great Lakes. So we can find these fish in the Detroit River. We've got minnows and garbage, which are really cool, tiny little fish that are found in fresh water. And then you've got,
Can I get the footage?
really cool
Footage?
you got Sander Vitrius. Sander Vitrius is also known as the walleye. Right now, I do not have a screen, but these guys are really cool fish who like to swim in dark water, and they have really cool needle-like fangs that they use to catch their prey, which is really neat. And then if we come over here, we've got sturgeon as well. So these are juvenile sturgeon. You can very barely see them, but sturgeon are really cool fish from the Great Lakes as well. These guys have been around since the early Cretaceous and Devonian time periods, and they actually are really cool bony and cartilaginous fish that have scutes, or these really cool scales on their body, which are rhomboid scales and ganoid scales, which are really cool. So those are awesome creatures. And then if we come over here, you'll see sunfish. So sunfish are one of the more popular fish that you guys may have seen in the water before, especially in Detroit. We've got lots of sunfish, Lepisostris and Lepomis macrochirus and Lepomis macrobopus are the red-eared sunfish, and also the bluegill. These guys are really cool. We got a lot of juveniles in here. They're pretty awesome. And then we've got perch. Perch are related to walleye. They're really cool. These are yellow perch, and then we've got crappie. And you can see they're very good at blending in. The really cool thing about most fish, they have chromatophores on their scales, so they can change colors. Pretty cool. And then, over here, we've got this fish right here. We've got Dolo. He is his name is also Johnny Bass. So if you wave your hand in front of this tank, go on ahead and like tickle your fingers in front of the tank. You can see he actually follows your hand. Isn't that cool? So that is our smallmouth bass. He's awesome. And he's pretty neat. He's very friendly. And then we've got this fish right here. This is our bowfin. So as you see, the bowfin has been around since the same time as gar. So that's a really awesome thing about these fish. And then there's a rock bass in here as well. But he's good at hiding. So now, really awesome thing that lots of people need to see is our gar that are from the Detroit River. So we do have, this is the last two species of our 7 species of gar, and they're over here. In that tank, we got 3 gar. They're all native to the Great Lakes. We got our long-nosed gar in there. She's looking pretty good. And then we've got 2 their brothers in there. Oh yeah, we have a spotted gar in there as well. So, as you can see, the long gar, she's actually from the Detroit River. You can see she's the one in the middle. And then the other ones are from the surrounding Great Lakes. Pretty neat. And then there's one resting on the bottom as well. In this habitat, what we really like to do here at Belle Aquarium is make sure the habitat looks a lot like they do in their native environment.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, they do a really good job of making it look like it is like a TV set.
Yes, it does. It looks a lot like it. And it's really cool because the glass also allows you, the glass is what you call bowed, so it actually allows you to see the front and the back of the tank at the same time. The tanks are a lot deeper than they should.
Oh, because the glass is low, so they actually go on.
Yes, it distorts the light and allows you to be able to see all the tanks at the same time.
So the tanks are actually a lot deeper than they look.
They are.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's pretty neat. And the really cool thing about these, now we're in an ocean tank. So as you can see right here, there's artwork of a martyr. That's a really cool, almost like a swordfish creature. And it's pretty iconic here. But you can see that this first tank of ocean fish are garden eels. So these guys are Heterococcus or garden eels. They live about 33 to 45 years in the wild, and they actually communicate with gods. And they live in gardens very similar to that. They mostly stay rooted underground, and they stick their heads up and kind of fish around for any small krill or shrimp or anything that might be walking past. So I can actually show you guys really quickly how it actually looks. So you can see garden eels right here. And we got our little Chromis notata, and then shrimp fish. Here we go. Okie dokie. So
yeah, and that's about half of it. That's only about half of it.
Yeah, and then there's a few more other ways to go. So what do you want to see next?
I don't know. That's only half of the aquarium. They're also planetarium.
Yes, the plant house is also there. It's really cool. We've got lots of different species of plants in there. There's a tropical house, there's a palm house, cactus house, showroom. So definitely, if you guys have a chance ever to check out Belle Isle, try to make sure that you vote. Admission's free. And also, the Belle Nature Center on the other side of the island, they've got lots of species as well over there.
Wow.
Yeah. For sure.
So is that about the most time we have today?
Yeah. So I'm glad that you guys are actually able to come check it out. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. And that's amazing. There's a lot more to do. Maybe I'll take you guys around and you guys see the rest of what's going on.
For sure.
I definitely don't know as much about this stuff as this film. I've been working here for how long?
About 3 years. But I've been studying zoology a lot, so it's definitely one of my passions. If you guys actually are interested in looking at some of my content, my handle is WildZooGuy on pretty much anywhere online.
WildZooGuy.
Yep.
And and it's just a free aquarium, which is amazing. Because most aquariums cost a lot of money.
They do.
And they're not very affordable. I mean, I've been wanting to go to the aquarium for a while, and to go to most aquariums cost $20 to $50.
For sure.
And it's like, okay, and this is completely free. Part of Belle Isle, which is amazing.
Yeah, so thanks again, Eric, for coming out and showing your viewers the Belle Isle. Okay, I'll see you around. Hope you guys enjoy it.
No, that's the one of the staff who are actually holding the camera. Yeah, one of the staff members actually was holding the camera for a while, and they really, I really appreciate them helping out. The staff here was amazing. The staff actually was volunteering, helping film and stuff, and yeah. Alright, well that's about everything. Yeah, thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, you're welcome.